Hello everyone, I'm Sunita Chawda. In this video, we will discuss about the scope of social anthropology. Here, I would like to share some slides through which we can through which we can understand or better understand about the scope of social anthropology. In last video, we have already discussed about syllabus, books recommended list, framework, its introduction, meaning, and definitions. Now, in this video, our focus is on scope of anthropology. Measure, uh, we have divided its scope in two parts, that is physical anthropology and cultural anthropology. In physical anthropology, again we have subdivision, that is human genetics, Jananki Shastra, anthropometry, paleontology, and in cultural anthropology, we have sub-themes or subheadings, linguistic, archaeology, ethnology, social anthropology, and applied anthropology. Now, I would like to discuss one by one its scope. First of all, physical anthropology. Physical anthropology is a branch of anthropology in which we study about man and his human body, its a structure, measurement, and all of. Physical anthropology and biological anthropology both are synonymous terms to describe anthropological research focused on the study of humans and non-human primates in their biological, evolutionary, and demographic dimensions. It examines the biological and social factors that have affected the evolution of humans and other primates and that generate, maintain, or change contemporary genetic physiological variations. It is concerned with the origin, evolution, and diversity of people. Physical anthropologists work broadly on three major sets of problems: human and non-human primate evolution, human variation and its significance, and the biological basis of human behavior. Here I would like to discuss a definition of Hobel. शारीरिक मानव शास्त्र मानव जाति की शारीरिक विशेषताओं का अध्ययन करता है. Now we are going to its sub themes or subheadings. In its first sub theme, I would like to discuss human genetics, जननांग शास्त्र, मानव जनन शास्त्र. जनन शास्त्र का अर्थ जन्म लेने या प्राणी रूप धारण करने के विज्ञान से है. The study of inherited traits in individuals and the actions of genes responsible for them in population is vital to understanding human variability. Although blood groups initially constituted the bulk of data, many other molecular traits, particularly DNA sequences, have been analyzed. At the turn of 21st century, geographic population were described in terms of gene frequency, which were in turn used to model the history of population movements. This information combined with linguistic and archaeological evidence helps to resolve puzzles on the peopling of continents and archipelages. Traits that were used for racial classification do not group neatly in pattern that would allow boundaries to be drawn among geographic populations, and none endorse any population with more humanity than others. The concept of biological races of Homo sapiens is invalid. Biologically meaningful racial types are non-existent and all humans are mongrels. Now with second heading anthropometry. यह मानव के माप के रूप में परिभाषित की जा सकती हैं. Bodily measurements are mainstay of anthropological research. Digital calipers and other sophisticated instruments that load data directly into computers expedite data collection and analysis. The judicious selection of measurements and informed weighing of traits during analysis are essential. In genetic and anthropometric research, statistical considerations are especially important. The provision of clothing for masses of people depends on anthropometry. Substantial sums have been saved because physical anthropologists measured a small sample of population in particular area and adjusted the clothing tariffs to the predicted distribution of bodily sizes and shapes. The components of body build, the different tissues and dimensions have been studied by means of factor analysis and comparisons of siblings and twins. Their modes of inheritance and responses to environmental conditions are somewhat better understood today than they were when the science began. Lastly, we have paleontology, Puratan Shastra. According to Webster's New International Dictionary, यह वह विज्ञान है जो बीते हुए भूतत्वीय युगों के जीवन का अध्ययन करता है. यह प्राणियों के प्रसारित अवशेषों के अध्ययन पर आधारित है. The study of human evolution is multidisciplinary, requiring not only physical anthropologists but also earth scientists, archaeologists, molecular biologists, primatologists, and cultural anthropologists. The essential problems are not only to describe fossil forms but also to evaluate the significance of their traits. Fossil hominins of considerable antiquity have been found in Africa, Asia, Australia, and Europe, and few areas lack interesting human skeleton remains. Two problems requiring additional research are the place, time, and nature of the emergence of hominins from preceding hominoids and the precise relationship of fully automatically modern. Now I would like to discuss cultural anthropology. सांस्कृतिक मानव शास्त्र. यह संस्कृतियों की उत्पत्ति व उनके इतिहास, उनके उद्विकास व विकास का तथा मानव संस्कृतियों का अध्ययन करता है. Cultural anthropology is the comparative study of the manifold ways in which people make sense of the world around them. It is more related to philosophy, literature, and the arts, how one's culture affects the experience for self and group, contributing to a more complete understanding of the people's knowledge, customs, and institutions. According to Bills and Heuser, यह संस्कृतियों की उत्पत्ति व उनके इतिहास, उनके उद्विकास व विकास का तथा मानव संस्कृतियों का अध्ययन है. In its subheading, we have linguistics means भाषा विज्ञान, भाषा शास्त्र. It is the branch of anthropology that brings linguistic methods to bear on anthropological problems, linking the analysis of linguistic forms and processes to the interpretation of socio-cultural process. It seeks to understand the process of human communication, verbal and non-verbal variation in language across time and space, the social uses of language and the relationship between language and culture. Linguistic anthropologists often draw on related fields including sociolinguistics, pragmatics, cognitive linguistics, semiotics, discourse analysis, and narrative analysis. Its next point is archaeology, Puratatva Shastra. It is fundamentally a historical science, one that encompasses the general objectives of reconstructing, interpreting, and understanding past human societies. It is the study of human past through its material remains, artifacts, faunal remains, and human altered landscapes are evidence of the cultural and material lives of past societies. Archaeologists examine material remains in order to deduce patterns of past human behavior and cultural practices. Ethnoarchaeology is a type of archaeology that studies the practices and material remains of living human groups in order to gain a better understanding of the evidence left behind by past human groups who are presumed to have lived in similar ways. According to Nelson, इसे एक ऐसे विज्ञान की तरह परिभाषित किया जा सकता है जो मनुष्य व उसकी संस्कृति की उत्पत्ति, प्राचीन अवस्था एवं विकास से संबंधित सभी भौतिक अवशेषों का अध्ययन करता है. In same cultural anthropology, we also have a branch ethnology. Ethnology is the branch of anthropology that compares and analyzes the characteristics of different peoples and the relationships between them. It means comparison between culture, society, or socio-cultural anthropology. According to Beals and Heuser, प्रजाति शास्त्र का कार्य वहीं से प्रारंभ जहां से पुरातत्व शास्त्र का कार्य समाप्त होता है. प्रजाति शास्त्र विविध संस्कृतियों को जहां वे पाई जाती है खोज निकालते हैं व उनका वर्णन करते हैं. यह संस्कृति का सिद्धांत या विज्ञान है. We have also social anthropology, सामाजिक मानव शास्त्र. We can discuss it separately or under cultural anthropology or under socio-cultural anthropology. The term social anthropology emerged in Britain in the early years of the 20th century. It was used to describe a distinctive style of anthropology, comparative fieldwork based and with the strong intellectual links to the sociological ideas of Emile Durkheim and group of French scholars. It is the study of the relationship among individuals and groups. It is more related to sociology and history. It helps develop an understanding of social structures, typically of others and other populations, such as minorities, subgroups, dissidents, etc. इसमें मानव को एक सामाजिक प्राणी मानकर उसके सामाजिक संगठन, सामाजिक संस्थाओं, सामाजिक व्यवहार, सामाजिक वास्तविकता आदि का सामाजिक, भौतिक, संस्कृति का समकालीन आदिम समुदायों का अध्ययन किया जाता है. Now lastly we have applied anthropology, means व्यवहारिक मानव शास्त्र. It refers to the application of the method and theory of anthropology to the analysis and solution of practical problems. It is a complex of related research-based instrumental methods which produce change or stability in a specific cultural system through the provision of data, initiation of direct action, and or formulation of policy. It is the practical side of anthropological research. It includes researcher involvement and activism within the participating community. मानव शास्त्रीय ज्ञान के आधार पर सामाजिक समस्याओं का समाधान खोजना, रचनात्मक सुझाव प्रस्तुत करना, प्रजाति विवाद, चिकित्सा, उद्योग, उपनिवेश, प्रशासन, आर्थिक, राजनीतिक आदि समस्याओं का समाधान करना अप्लाइड एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में आता है. We have some other branches of anthropology also, like media anthropology, music anthropology, visual anthropology, anthropology of development, economic anthropology, and so on. In media anthropology, it is also known as anthropology of media or mass media, that emphasizes ethnographic studies as a means of understanding producers, audience, and other cultural and social aspects of mass media. We have also ethnomusicology. This is an academic field encompassing various approaches to the study of music that emphasize its cultural, social, material, cognitive, biological, and other dimensions or contexts instead of or in addition to its isolated sound component or any particular repertoire. It can be used in a wide variety of fields such as teaching, politics, cultural anthropology, etc. Visual anthropology, it is concerned in a